is a life story of Jigten Sumgön. Here our center made this program today, tomorrow, to go through these, some understanding. It's not just life story, as I mentioned, during the refuge, when we take refuge means we see the example of the enlightenment, which means how to free from suffering. So as yesterday I mentioned, the writer Chen-nga Sherab Jungne, he was the, even though Jigten Sumgön has so many great disciples, especially this called 13 disciples who are like myself. So there are 13 of them. So he was one of the great writers. So you can find his name here and there. He also compiled the Gong Chik, the teachings of the Jigten Sumgön. All the important points just could collect together. Text name called Gong Chik is being a very famous. So he writes here now, Om Swasti, this is a Sanskrit. O Ama. Swasti, all goodness, auspicious. So I bow down, I bow at the feet of the Lord, who is meaningful to behold. As yesterday we had went through those. Meaningful to behold means this. It gives you great peace, serenity through their wisdom, compassion, and blessings. If some individuals, if you hold in the mind, it gives you pain, suffering. So those you should not bring in the mind. Let go. But sometimes out of our attachment, sometimes out of our anger, we bring those individuals in our heart. But only nothing but suffering. So look at those, see. And now Sherab Jungne is saying to all the monks at that time there, all you who are gathered here, gods and humans, human beings and non-human beings, please listen to these important words with full attention. So here this gives us how important of the mindfulness. Anything we do, when you chant mantra, we need mindfulness. When you meditate, we need mindfulness. When you walk, we need mindfulness. When you cook, we need mindfulness, isn't it? If there's no mindfulness, all your food will be spoiled, burnt, or not cooked, or overcooked, So when you drive, we need mindfulness. This mindfulness is always important. When you read, we need mindfulness. If we pay attention, all the step by step with mindfulness, if you read one page, you know what you have read. Otherwise, you read, your mind goes everywhere. That direction, this direction. You read few pages, and you don't know what you have read. So I say, what did you say? I don't get it. Read again and again, So if we have mindfulness, just reading by once, we'll get it. So that's what I'm saying. Full attention, aware, and without being distracted by wandering thoughts. In the northern snowland of Tibet, in the heart center of the southern continent of Jambudvipa, so there are 4 continents: southern, eastern, west, north. So this is a southern continent. Within that, the Tibet. It's called place. The whole this continent is called Jambudvipa. It's the abode of Lord who embodies the Buddha. Means here Buddha means he embodies the Buddha. You see, the Lord here Jigten Sumgön. He's the embodiment of all the Buddhas, and he stays in that place. The palace of million arahats, the forest of glorious shore Drikung. Some of we went there. Now at that time, trees, not so many trees left. That time, I think so. Jigten Sumgön came in the 12th century. All that valley is forest. So lasts for 800, 900 years. People, they don't have fire, so they have to cut the tree. So not so many left. And also I heard during the Cultural Revolution, they used to have a lot of trees other side, but there was tiger came there. So the tiger hiding under the tree. So they cut all the tree. So tiger has no place to stay. Or maybe burned by fire. Anyhow, the forest of glorious shore Drikung. So that's the place where Lord Jigten Sumgön abided, who is the embodiment for the Buddhas, which is renowned as a Magadam. Magadam means where Buddha enlightened in Bodhgaya. It's the second Magada. Magada is the central place. The precious Lama who resides there was enlightened from beginner's time. In reality, he was enlightened from beginner's time. Now there's 2 enlightenment. One, we are also enlightened state because we are Buddha nature. Naturally we are enlightened. But we have not recognized our enlightenment through our delusions. So we need to purify those delusions. Once you purify the delusions, then you see our enlightenment, how we were enlightened. This is one also reason why Buddha taught the teachings. When Buddha enlightened, Buddha saw every sentient beings are enlightened, but had not recognized the enlightenment. So Buddha was saying, you should not suffer this way. You should look within yourself. Look your enlightenment. So this you see, enlightened naturally, primordially. Then the second enlightenment is by recognizing that you are enlightened, by, say, revealing your nature, purifying all the adventitious delusions. So there's two types of enlightenment. See, we go to school, college. The teacher teaches us all systems, but where your wisdom is coming, it's coming from within. You read books, contemplate, gives you more experience. You study, then you become yourself more expert. Like, say, technology. You study about all technologies. After some time, you become expert to push all the key. You have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this, like this. No? So to come, these bones within you, coming within you, just need introduction. Although he manifests in inconceivable forms, in different forms to benefit sentient beings, because the wisdom, the compassion has no limit. Sometimes manifests as a tree, sometimes manifests as a bridge, sometimes manifests as the water, sometimes manifests as different sentient beings, human beings, non-human beings, just to bring peace, support, needs. Still, in order to benefit mother sentient beings, equal in number to the limit of space, means the space has no limit. So likewise, there's no limit of the Jigten Sumgon's manifestation. Now here is just basically first born, as saying here, how he first studied a little more than yesterday. See, he was born at a great place, Zongu, in Lung Dikyel. Yesterday we have just Dri, so Lung Dikyel. Lung Dikyel is in Zongu place, the name of region that, an area reached by the holy Dharma that yesterday mentioned. When he was 8 years old, he clearly saw glorious Vajra Vihara. When he resided at Tsipnumuche, that is the name of the place, where we were studying, practicing, he perceived all of samsara and nirvana as being like a reflection in a mirror. And so everything's like manifestation. It's for us to see. Everything's a reflection. It's a reflection of the causes and the condition. Reflections don't mind. All these causes and condition we need. When your reflection, your face reflect in the mirror, you need a mirror. You need your face. It's also clear. No dust in the mirror. If it is dark, you cannot see. If it's too far, you cannot see either. If you're too close, you cannot see either. So need all those causes, conditions. Then you see the reflection. This just So like this, everything is causes and conditions. It's illusory nature. So we learn this, how everything is illusory nature. Everything is just a reflection. It's a reflection of your mind. When you see a person whom you don't know, you don't pay attention because you don't have special, emotions. When you see people who you know, then those who you like, there's a reflection. Those you don't like, there's a reflection. It's all just reflection. And then you change your mind, and the reflection is changed. The people you like first, and then the second you don't like, the reflection is changed. The people first you don't like, later you change, you like, reflection is changed. You see, this is called illusory nature. Everything is conditional. So see this. This is how we meditate. That's these enlightened beings. They see these things. So that way they are free from suffering. They are not attached to the samsara. See? When he arrived at glorious Pamutu, is where Pamutuba was, where the Pamutuba's monastery, there, his Lama Pamutuba said, now my retinue is complete. It's now all regiments, all the disciples that has to gather is completed. Now I don't need any more. It's enough. Means he got the most important person. He doesn't mean he will not benefit other sentient beings, but he found the most important person that he needed. When he practiced at Echung cave, after Pamutuba passed away, as yesterday we went through some discussions, then he went to Echung cave. West is from Pagtu place to the west. He made the retreat in 7 years. So there, after 7 years, he directly understood the interdependence of outer and inner phenomena. You see, as yesterday mentioned, the interdependent is very important teachings now in the Buddhas. This is outer, inner. Outer, look at this world, how everything is constituted within the framework of interdependence, causes and conditions, the 4 elements. When the elements are changing, how it makes the difference. When there's more fire elements and water, you can see the leaves, flowers coming out, crops coming out. When the fire element is reduced and the wind element and others, the ice or cold elements, when they're coming out, all the leaves going down. Grass is all become gray. The waters are frozen. So look at everything's how changing. Like last night, snow falls when this covers with a cloud. Not so much sun. Now, when the sun comes, the snow is melting, brings them more heat. So look at how outer elements, the phenomena, are depend on the interdependence of the causes and condition. It's illusory nature. Now look at our body. Also depends on the four elements and our mind. When there's more heat, we take off our clothes. When there's cold, we wear more clothes. When we're hungry, we need food. When we're thirsty, we need water. When we're sick, we need medicine. It's all interdependent, interconnected. Need such a great balance, you see. It's very fragile. Look at this, you see. And just see in your mind, just rest the mind. See these things. Make your mind free. Then inside mind itself, the more cigarette your mind. So look at how mind says, your mind is how interdependent. When there's thought of attachment, anger, pride, jealousy, through that causes condition, what kind of result is there? Suffering. See? When there's thought of compassion, loving kindness, tolerance, patience, how much there is peace, happiness. So you see, all this you see is interdependent, interconnected. It's just playing. It's just play. It's a play of all the phenomena. Constant. So everything is impermanent, changing according to the causes and conditions. It's not confused. There's a distinctive causes and condition which brings the distinctive result. Like say, when you plant the poison will grow. When you plant the medicine will grow. No matter how much you expect, hope to grow a medicine from the seed of poison will never happen. This is called infallible, inexorable causes and conditions. It is the how everything functions. So we need our mind to perceive that. It's called a decisive mind. So when we have that decisive mind, then you see precisely, and you can see the final decision of this causality. If you like to come here, there's a space we have.
Sorry, decisive, what is decisive?
Okay, understood?
Determined, sort of.
Yes, clear. Yeah, very precise, clear. Yes. It's okay. Understood? If you're not clear, please let me know.
Is this word here?
Excuse me?
Is it this word decisive? Decisive.
Uh-huh.
Is it here?
Not here.
Okay, it's your word.
It's my word.
Yes.
My poor English.
No. It's like dual English.
My English is a baby crawling, when they cannot walk well, crawling. There's English.
We are all crawling here in Sweden.
Yes, we're crawling, yes.
But we are crawling more.
So this one is very important. This is you directly understood the interdependence of outer and inner phenomena. Yeah. So then when you understood this, then the enlightenment is very possible. In other words, realizing inseparable of the interdependence and emptiness. As you see in the Heart Sutra, the form is emptiness and emptiness is form. Likewise, the interdependence is emptiness and emptiness is interdependent. Emptiness, interdependence is no other than emptiness, and emptiness is also no other than interdependence. So this very form, things here, the very nature of this is emptiness. And that very emptiness is function with the interdependent. So there's no separation. So to realize this, then we need such a meditation, powerful meditation. Yes.
When you say this phrase, clear light inseparable from emptiness.
Yes.
What's the difference between this interdependence, emptiness, and clear light?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. Interdependence says the phenomena, Phenomena, the outer phenomena, inner phenomena, as I mentioned. No. So clear light more related to the mind. The mind is not just mere empty, has conscious. That consciousness is clear. You cannot find anywhere, so its nature is empty. Yet, that very emptiness, not just mere empty, is clear, precise. So So you see, Nagarjuna's philosophy is interdependence. This is the consummate path towards enlightenment. And then, so when he stayed at Langmo in Namra in the north, it's named also name of place, he was received by Nyechatala as yesterday. mentioned in the Peacock line, Nyingchen Tangla was, or is, I should say, a very important Dhamma protector who is in the 8th Bhumi. When Jigten Sumgön was visiting that area with his 24 monks, except one monk, all the 23 monks have sought the Nyingchen Tangla with a huge retinues, received Jigten Sumgön. So who is in the 8th level Bodhisattva, 8th Bhumi. So it's saying that when somebody receives who are 8th Bhumi, that should be above the 8th Bhumi, like 10th Bhumi of Buddha. No, 8th Bhumi Bodhisattva will not receive the 1st Bhumi Bodhisattva. Now here, as yesterday, I went through this. You know. When vulture flew in the sky, he instructed them in a meditation. So one day when Jigten Sumgön was walking on the grassland, a vulture was flying in the sky, and he saw the vulture and spoke. And the vulture directly landed in front of him. And Jigten Sumgön gave the instruction on meditation. And vulture was not moving, just meditating there. As you know, this is a subject of above 9th Bhumi. No ordinary people can do this, cannot give instruction. Means who can communicate their language. Bodhisattvas who can communicate the language of all sentient beings, said that Bodhisattva should be above the 9th Bhumi. Like Milarepa, he did, with the deer and the dog, which I mentioned many times. Milarepa was on the mountain. There was nobody there. One day, like this, like sky, clear, very precise sky. So in the morning, he feels so fresh and sat on a big boulder rock, simply just gazing to all the sentient beings. And his whole mind is completely occupied by loving kindness. And he sustained that. Soon after that, he heard a dog barking. He thought, who could be in this place? There's nobody in this area. But then he saw maybe a hunter was coming. And he was meditating there. Of course, soon after that, a deer is running towards him. Pearls dropping from each hair of the deer. Running so fast as fast as possible. Because full of fear. And when deer came directly to Milarepa, took refuge. And he just sang the song, "You deer with the thorny horn, you are full of fear, the dog may catch any time. You have so much hope to flee from the dog. Between hope and fear, you are just wandering the samsara." So like that, he gave this instruction. So if you want to meditate, you sit here. I will give you meditation. And the deer was just relaxed there because he communicated with the deer. Soon after that, the dog came with a long tongue showing, running as fast as possible to catch the deer. And again, the dog was just coming towards the Venerable. And he said to the dog, "You wolf-faced, a dog body. You have so much fear to lose the deer. And you have so much hope, expectation to catch the deer. With hope and fear, you wander in the samsara. So I'll give you this instruction of meditation." And dog was fully eased because Venerable could communicate with the dog. So now the dog and the deer sitting side by side. No fear, no aggressiveness. Because whole the environment is healed. So like that story. So like the Jigten Sumgön. He did that, you see. So those Buddhas, great bodhisattvas, those they can communicate the language of all sentient beings. So look, this is because of the practice of bodhichitta, love and compassion. Practice of love and compassion, it heals ourselves. It's beyond religion. It's practical approach. Whether we're religious or not religious, we need these things. We need them to free from our suffering. We need them to heal ourselves. We need them to have meaningful life. So, as yesterday mentioned, because we could do this, he gave the instructions, meditation instructions to the vulture, and the word of the mouth went everywhere. And then all different disciples just start coming, gathering. This was called benefiting sentient beings. So get that kind of great, benefit. And then hundreds of thousands of disciples gathering. When he stayed at glorious Bodh Gaya, then from there, from Drikung, he went to India, Bodh Gaya. He turned back the Turuka armies, those who tried to destroy the Bodh Gaya, and he manifested as a protector. So those army, the Turuka army, could not attack Bodh Gaya and destroy. But what he did, meditated in the state of the loving kindness, totally transformed into loving kindness. So those no Turuka army could not attack. See? When he thought to give profound teachings, the gods requested him to turn the wheel. Means Will means to chant, will means to give the teachings. It's like Brahma, those great, powerful gods came and requested, as they requested to Buddha to teach, and came to Jigten Sumgön asking to give profound meditation teachings. So when a steed galloped by, he spoke one word and the horse understood. See? And one day, the horse was galloping on the grassland. Jigten Sumgön, with his monks, he spoke, and the horse just stopped there. Suddenly just stopped there. And he get the their meditation instruction. When from a distance the king of Minyak, yesterday we had heard of his fame, that king made offerings to him. Means not just name, his activities, how much he's benefiting sentient beings. So the king was so inspired, developed such a strong devotion. And he sent special messenger. So take this, make offering to that great teacher. So because of this, saying, in the 3 times, past, present, future, such precious Lama has not come in the past, will not come in the future, and cannot now be found anywhere in this world, including the realm of the gods. He is like the glorious Utumwara flower. Utumwara flowers is a mythical flower. It is said when Buddha was conceived, the seed of the flowers on the ground. When Buddha was born, the flowers, leaves just come above the ground. When Buddha enlightened, the flowers opened. The petals of the lotus opened the petals. When Buddha passed away, then the flower fades. So there's such a rare flower. So it's not that kind of rare teacher. So, she says, noble ones, it's difficult to see the face of such a precious Lama. So it's difficult to see because it's very rare. Noble one, it's difficult to hear his speech. So Dharma teachings that he taught, difficult to hear. And it's also most fortunate. Noble one is very kind. Noble one, there's no way to forget him. For myself and the sentient beings of the 6 realms, there's no other refuge than the Lord of beings. Because as yesterday mentioned, it will come either also as the manifestation of the Buddha. As yesterday we went through briefly, it's not just come out of blue. No, rather he was born and then started studying, practicing, year after year, until he was 35. When he was 35, fully completed all these excellent qualities. The fame of this precious Lama pervades the southern continent of Zambutepa, everywhere, to India, to China. Generally, he influenced all of Tibet. Notable persons of India, China, whole says maybe Persia, Tibet, and other places came under his spiritual protection and offered him much material wealth. At one time, 70,000 disciples gathered near him just in one day, gathered him. Of these, many of the superior ones gained enlightenment, Buddhahood, saying, in that life. There are so many who attain Buddhahood in their life, in their single life. Those medium ability achieve the various bhumis, from first bhumi to the 10th bhumi. Beyond them, there were countless others. Chief among them, the great Nye. So Nye was a great disciple of Jigten Sumgön. Before he met Jigten Sumgön, he was from Lhasa area, Tibet capital Lhasa, that area. He was already a scholar. His forefathers also very famous as a translator. So he also prepared to go to India to study Sanskrit, to become a translator. But then he heard of Jigten Sumgon's name, and he changed his mind and went to see Jigten Sumgön. And Jigten Sumgön welcomed him and gave all those teachings. And he practiced step by step. And he went to Mount Kailash in a cave. He meditated for many years. The name of the cave is called Lanang. So he stayed there for many years, and in there he experienced the enlightenment qualities. So then from there it's called Nye Dawa Lanangba. Lanang, Great Nye. So that later Jigten Sumgön then, when he sits in the throne, he shared the throne half to Nye. So we are no different. We have same realization. So that was called Nye. Then Gyaltshen Dombuba of Chibung, Chikungpung, the great abbot of limitless activities. That was the abbot Tsudin Dorje. He was the regent when Jigten Sumgön passed away. He took place of Jigten Sumgön. The well-known Pelchen, the ornament of the wall, and the great Senyon Gyalpo, and the administrator Dorje Sengye. So here administrator means all Jigten Sumgön's offerings that he received, he gave to this Dorje Sengye. So you take care of all the wealth and feed the monks. As yesterday mentioned, Jigten Sumgön himself owned nothing. All offerings that he received, give to him, and this now feed the monks. He also didn't really constructed many buildings. All the offering he received, just give to the monks. And nuns, they are practitioner. So you eat them and you meditate, practice. So that's what administrator Dorje Sengye, the soul holder of the Vajra Gyalpo, the four glorious great men, the undisputed Siddha Chundingpa, the lion of speech Chen-nga. This Chen-nga, I think this Chen-nga is Chen-nga Sherab Jungne. Again, this Chen-nga Sherab Jungne, he was a great disciple of Jigten Sumgön. You see, Jigten Sumgön, sometimes in the picture you see two disciples, right and left. So one is Chen-nga Sherab Jungne, is writer of this life stories. Other one is Chen-nga Sherab Jungne, who's on the left. So Mahamudra appointed Jigten Sumgön as his throne holder. But since Jigten Sumgön moved to the north, Drikung area, so the Paktu seat was empty. So a lot of Mahamudra's disciples are saying now, Jigten Sumgön, he himself established his own seat in Drikung area. Now Mahamudra look at the Paktu place, is empty, ruin, So they are a little bit kind of getting upset. So then Jigten Sumgön trained this Chen-nga Sherab Jungne, trained well for 20 years. He gave instructions, meditation, all this. So after 23 years, then Jigten Sumgön made a high throne, said, you sit here on the throne. And then Jigten Sumgön did frustration to him. Now he was seeing as his Mahamudra, his root teacher. He said, in the past, I'm the teacher, you are the disciple. Now, you are the teacher, I'm the disciple. So he enthroned Chen-nga Sherab Jungne. So now you go to the Mahamudra seat. You just continue the activities there. So since then, Paktu become very famous. So that's how great teacher Jigten Sumgön was. The one whose mind is fully accomplished in the clear light, Konkarwa, the ocean of virtue, Khenchen, the great being called the Mongols, and one whose wisdom is as vast as a space, Nyepowa, the two who are emanation of Manchushiri, one of noble family, Serva Taktokpa. So see, of these countless siddhas and others, I have mentioned just a few. So these are well-known great teachers, a disciple of Jigten Sumgön. So when Jigten Sumgön was in the 60s, early 70s, then he sent his disciples to different places. You go there, establish monastery, you go there, do meditation like that. So all over Tibet, just Drikung Kagyu become so well known. You see, if you go to the Mount Kailash area, many seats of the monastery of Jigten Sumgön, that area in the western Tibet. Now if you go to the way far east, you can also see, find, still now there are a few monasteries left. So at that time, everywhere on the mountains, the Jigten Sumgön's disciple meditating. He says few. Generally his disciples, he says, are like stars in the sky. Their abode is holy palace, glorious Drikung in upper shore. So they all come from the Drikung place, which is the foremost in the ocean of Buddhafield. The Lord, the Buddha King, abides there. There one can find the Dharma, the holy refuge. All those are scholars, those are highly accomplished, even they go there to receive teachings. Those who don't know anything, also they go there to receive teachings. Every day, hundreds and hundreds of disciples coming together. There one can find the noble Sanghas, the guide. All the great Buddhist outworkers, mention their names there. You can find those. Not only the teacher, great practitioners. They are all around. That all area, Drikung area, meditators. There one can make offerings to 3 jewels of Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. There one can find the bliss and happiness of samsara and nirvana. There is the place where one can gather the true accumulations, the accumulation of wisdom, accumulation of merit. All you can find here. So many patterns coming from all over different places. Go there and make offering to all the monks. There one can offer whatever one has, if you wish to offer whatever one has. There one can get whatever you need. If you have no food, you can get there. If you have no shelter, you can get there. If you have no dharma, you can get there. A source of all this, a source of hope, peace, joy. That's called, the contagious enlightenment. You know that? Contagious enlightenment. Oh?
What?
Yeah, contagious enlightenment.
Yeah, so
It's spread disease.
spreading.
Yes.
But this is better.
We
Yeah.
have the fruit.
Because the environment is such is influence each other so positive. Everything is because when there's such great teachers there, whose mind is totally nothing but enlightened state, and that dominates that area, that serenity, Anyone who comes and feel ease, relax. That's the power of the bodhichitta. So that's why usually I say, Buddhism is very precious because of bodhichitta. Buddhism is peaceful because of bodhichitta. Not just being just peace, I'm okay, not just that. Courage, strength, peace, fearlessness. More you realize everything is illusion. More you realize everything is emptiness, that there's nothing to fear. Not out of arrogance, but out of wisdom, out of compassion. So there one can get whatever one needs. There one can find all enjoyments. There one can see marvelous things. So if you dare those qualities exist, at that time. Those of lesser virtue and understanding, holy man without the eye of wisdom may doubt when you explain these things, how it is possible these things? It's just exaggeration. So one may doubt that. So one may doubt when one describes the virtues of that place. Those who have not seen that place may doubt. It's possible. The doubt may come. It's natural. But to say, however, one should not hesitate. Again, there are wonderful things that one can see when, with one voice, the assemblies of gods and humans request the teachings. Everyone requests, please give us the teachings. No, we have here prayers requesting teaching prayer, like here. Where's that? See. Yes, please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to the disposition and likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. Request their teaching like that. Then the Lord, the King of all Buddhas, sits on the lion throne in the center of ocean of the Sangha's, thousands of the Sangha's practitioners, and his body radiates light. The great earth shook, the great earthquakes, rainbows appear. The smell of incense rises by itself. Gods offer flowers like rain falling from the sky, along with the parasols, victory banners, streamers, canopies, and the beautiful sounds of various musical instruments. These are not the riches of a deluded man. Not some deluded person arranged those things. It's just, these are just effortlessly appeared, manifested. Is the Lord the embodiment of the five Buddhas? Generally, he has the power to bestow attainment and dispel obstacles. The Lord.
Attainment.
Excuse me?
Attainment.
Yeah, attainment.
What does it mean?
Well, here, where?
Attainment.
Oh, yeah, it bestows attainment is to achieve the achievement.
To attain,
Yeah. The Lord of Beings promised that those who set foot or dwell on that mountain, that area, even ants or other insects, will not fall into the three lower realms, because he always said, whoever has devotion from far away, even in India or China, now we say in the West, even in the West, will never part from me. I'm as close as you, where you are. If you now say, if you bring the image of Jigten Sumgön, like say we did this meditation like this, I'm there with you. So I'm not separated from you. Generally, if one keeps one's connection, one will suddenly be born in the Buddha field, Sukhavati, immediately after that. So if you, during that time, if you just reflect the Jigten Sumgön, that will make a connection to born in the pure land of Buddha Amitabha, Sukhavati. So it's results, If you have the realization, it's good. If no realization at the time of death, just reflect on Jigten Sumgön. Or Buddha Amitabha, same thing. without other distraction, just with one pointed mind. You just die with that. So you'll be born in the Sukhavati. There's no reason to lie, to deceive others, because it's not try to gain something. No. It's only there to benefit sentient beings, like Buddha. Buddha has no reason to lie, because he's not trying to build his own kingdom. If someone is trying to building a kingdom for themselves, then maybe there's kind of way lying, deceiving others. I'm such an important person, so you have to do this and like that. Then they try to gather things, But Buddha and this great teacher, they're like Milarepa, There's no reason to lie, Only to benefit sentient beings, to connect to Dharma, to connect to the enlightenment, only to free from samsara. To see these things, and we make greater effort. See, this is not the fantasy of deluded man. No, some say fantasy. No, some deluded man then deceive, as mentioned, other people. It's not that. No. He teaches according to the 4 kinds of proof. First, the instruction of the holy Lord Lamas, lineage from Buddha to the lineage of the great masters, including Mahamudra. Like Nagarjuna said this, Mahamudra said this, Kampupa said this, Venerable said this, so forth. Or Saraha said this, like this. Lineage of those great masters. 1. Second, the teachings of the sutras and tantra of the Sugatas. Sugata is the Buddha. In Tibet it's called Dishin Shepa. Dishin, the worshipper. Well gone. Thus well gone. Gone beautifully. Gone non-returning. So Sugata. So Buddha's teaching, sutra and the tantra. So Buddha said these teachings in the sutra, in the tantra. So true. Third, the experience of you yogins, means Jigten Sumgön himself has experienced those teachings, as mentioned through the 7 years retreat. He fully experienced all the teachings within him. So he said one time, I gave all the profound teachings to you all monks, but the teachings of that I give, I have experienced. There's no any teachings that I have not given without experience. Experience of yogi. Fourth, the history of general accounts, means there's a story. This happened because of it. There are long different accounts, stories. So the precious Lord Lama said, generally, whoever hears my name will be free from the 3 lower realms. See, because of the perfection of the bodhichitta, because of he purify all the obscurations. There's also, if you read Milarepa's life story, there's also mentioned. Anyone who hears Milarepa's name and develop devotion, that individual will not reborn in the lower realm for 7 executive life. Because it bears such a great blessing, power. positive. It was the same here, Jigten Sumgön. So look at this. If just by hearing the names and develop devotion, and if that cause not to reborn in the lower realms, then say, if we visualized Jigten Sumgön, meditate, chant his name, and received for initiation, and dissolves into you, definitely, will achieve enlightenment sooner or later. That's the short Guru Yoga we did. So Guru, I forgot the name, I mentioned it. Of course, I did in the other times. Guru Yoga. Yoga, yoga means to unite. Yoke. Unite your mind with the enlightened mind. It's called Nel, in Tibet it's called Nel Jor. Nel means the primordial mind, unfabricated mind. So unite your mind in the unfabricated mind, means unfabricated Buddhist mind. Unite our mind with the enlightened. That's what's Guru Yoga. Yoga.